Hey there, hi there, ho there, all my MLB DFS made easy peeps. It's your buddy Choppadong. It is a split slate Wednesday. We've already got the early games fired up, but I just wanted to let you know these are the types of days I love. I like the smaller slates, the middle-sized slates, way more than the 14, 15 game monsters that we tend to get on Tuesdays and Fridays. I like to split things up. I like to split my bankroll up, and I like to cover a lot of bases. No pun intended. If that is something that you want to learn how to do, diversify and spread out your bankroll so that you can cover more options, take more swings, all of the baseball cliches we could possibly use, you need to become a VIP at dfsarmy.com. One-stop shopping, every sport, every coach, every tool accessible to you with the click of one mouse. And you get me. I'm a coach and contributor here, and I like to talk baseball all day long. And I'm already up and running with a couple of bold calls here earlier in the day through those, the VIPs, and I want you guys to jump on in as well and partake in the conversation. But the first thing we have to do is we have to talk about a repeatable routine, and we do that by going into the MLB research station, and we talk about the main slate since that's the one that's coming. We're talking about the main slate tonight. What's it, like 7 games, something like that? It's really super easy to break these things down and give yourself great winning chances. If you just do the same things every day and then maybe think your way through what you might want to tweak on your own, you can set yourself up for success. First thing we do is we dive into the pitching tab. We come over here to the K-score and we sort that largest to smallest, bring the big dog to the top, Robbie Ray. If you trust him, he's got the most strikeout potential on the slate tonight. Trevor Bauer, good call. Joe Musgrove, good call. You might even dip down for tournament-type situations, include some Danny Duffy, Trevor Rogers. Those types of guys could pop off. Really anything over about a 500 in that K-score tells me that we're in a pretty good spot. If you want to look at a different column, you might look at K% per handedness and take a look at Robbie Ray blowing away those opposite-handed hitters. That's what he's doing, more so than just about anybody else on the slate. If you wanted to take some kind of deep tournament flyer on a Garrett Richards, be my guest. But your cash game pitchers are going to come at the top. And I don't know that we trust Robbie Ray. I expect we'll see some Trevor Bauer, a.k.a. spin rate. We'll probably see some Joe Musgrove. Joe Musgrove makes a ton of sense. You don't give up much strikeout potential, and you save yourself a couple of $1,000s. To me, that might be the first pivot that I make. Okay? But we'll think about it a little bit more as the date goes on and the lineups release and all that good stuff. We're going to be looking for cost-effective options, things that make sense, things that have a lot of baseball is game theory these days. If you can figure out where everybody else is going and you go in a slightly different direction that has similar winning chances, you set yourself up for success. And this is one of those situations. Trevor Bauer with the sticky stuff's been a little bit cold lately. I've got a same K-score, within 10 points. And I've got $2,000 in savings. Joe Musgrove probably has equal chances of striking out 8 to 10 batters as Trevor Bauer does tonight, specifically tonight. He'll probably carry a little bit lower ownership unless people are really trying to dive into that $2,000 savings. If so, that's fine. I'll eat the chalk and I'll move on. But that's my goal. That's what I see right now. Tournament play, Robbie Ray, Trevor Bauer, those guys are great. Cash game, I might use a Joe Musgrove personally. So, could be right, could be wrong. We'll find out when the day is over. But now, once I figured that out, I just flip it on its head, W score, flip the top. Now I've got my Folties, my Richards, my Robbie Rays. Again, when you've got a big K score and a big W score, you don't know which one you're going to get. They could both happen. He might strike out 8 and give up 6 runs. Who knows? But he could get thumped tonight too. So he makes a great tournament play when you're not worried about his floor and the safety and the consistency and all that jazz. You're just worried about his upside. He might make for a great play. Now I'm going to look at somebody like a Folty, Niewitz, Richards, King, Rich Hill even. Joe Musgrove's a little dicey there too. But it's not much dicier than a Trevor Bauers or even a Trevor Rogers, which were other names that we mentioned. So going to be a little bit of risk on the slate tonight, even with the names that we have up top. But these are the teams I'm stacking against largely. Or the teams I'm stacking with. These are the teams I'm stacking against. I stack against that pitcher. So Oakland, not bad chances tonight. Tampa Bay, Miami, Kansas City, Boston, Dodgers. Dodgers at lower ownership is always great. Padres, lower ownership, usually great. When they face each other, though, tough call. Toronto, Baltimore, Texas, New York Yankees, and Mets in a little bit tougher matchups in terms of strikeout potential and the WOBA a pitcher's allowing and the WOBA that lineup is producing. A little bit lower on the totem pole, so you might forego some of these guys and concentrate on this top half when it comes to choosing your batting stacks, if you will. I dive into the hitting trends next, and I'm going to look over here again at that same time frame, same slate, the night slate. Just making sure that I got it right. And I've got them all alphabetized already. So I was looking at some stuff for cash games and stuff. And maybe I'll go into a video one day about how I might look for cash game type stuff, because I'm finding that building for the ultimate ownership, the highest ownership, is great. It gets you right over the hump. But sometimes it falls just a smidge short. And if you want to be a little bit different, just a little, you need to take a little bit of a risk. Now, I'm not saying stack. I'm saying maybe take some, the second or third lowest owned guy, something like that, that is going to get you in that. Or you find a hot bat that's cheap, that's run really hot in a good matchup. You might take him as your punt play instead of the chalky punt. Little bitty pivots like that sometimes make or break the difference and get you over all of those degenerate lineup sellers out there that are peddling their crap and trying to get you to barely win 50% of the time so that you'll keep re-upping to their subscription. Learn how to beat those guys. Get in here to dfsarmy.com. Learn how to exploit those donkeys and beat them. Don't buy from them. Beat their ass. That's what we should be doing. But I'm looking here again at filtering off the 7-day WOBAs, 400 and above for WOBA, 200 and above for ISO. And that list actually looks about right. That's not a terrible list to start off with for today. We've filtered it out. We're still alphabetized. And we've got some hot spots here. Atlanta did not register on the stacking radar tonight. Neither did Houston. Tampa Bay did, and they've got 4 hot hitters. Whoopsie, looking at the wrong side again. Golly. Sometimes I'm a donkey too. Got to be looking over here again. This is Boston. Boston did or did not hit the radar. Let's go back and double check it really quickly. Boston sort of did. And with 4 hot hitters, Kike, Devers, Dahlbeck, Arroyo, those guys, if they make the lineups, might be considered in your stacks, because you might get yourself some different stacks with a Dahlbeck and Arroyo than you would if you just ran Devers, Bogarts, JD Martinez, etc., right? And wherever Kike slots in there. If he slots in leadoff, he's going to be kind of chalky. If he slots in 7th, maybe not. But Houston did not, did Houston, I got to double check this stuff because I've already forgotten where I'm going. Houston did not hit the radar. Houston's not even on the damn slate, it looks like. I don't know where the time kind of got jumbled up here, but there's KC, Miami, New York did not hit the radar. So these hot hitters might make good one-offs. Luke Voigt, Gary Sanchez might make good tournament one-offs, but they're probably not a stack that I'm really going to consider tonight, being that they didn't slide high on that list. Oakland, however, is top stack on the night. 4 hot hitters: Chapman, Olson, Lariano, Sean Murphy at catcher. These are the guys that are going to be building. I'm going to be building my stacks around. Look at all those hot hitters. You want to be contrarian? Look up the BVP of San Diego against the Trevor Bauer. See if you don't have something here, because you got a lot of hot hitters in there right now. A lot of guys hitting over 400 WOBA for the week. Pretty strong. Tampa Bay would like to see them be a little hotter. Texas, Toronto, etc. But so Oakland looks pretty good. Boston looks okay. If I ran some kind of a 4x4 stack and could make that work, I'd be in a single entry type of tournament situation. I'd be pretty psyched. I'd like my chances. I'm not going to say I'm going to win. Probably don't even have a 25% chance at winning the darn tournament or having the stacks be correct. But on paper, this is a high probability of happening situation. You've got to get used to 20 to 25% being a high probability chance, because nobody has a 50% chance of smashing the slate. No team. No team has a 30% chance of smashing the slate. It just doesn't exist. This is baseball. Round ball, round bat, guy throwing at your head at 90 miles an hour. And he's not using sticky stuff anymore. So that ball might come into your ear hole. You just don't know. There's too much volatility. There's too much. I just watched Nolan Arenado hit a ball about 3 feet foul. Thought it was his second homer of the day. It comes up foul. What did he do on the next one? Reached for a foot and a half, 2 feet outside curveball, and tapped it to the second baseman for an out. That was an 18, actually a 21-point swing. So there was a guy on base. 21-point swing by about 3 feet of luck, or bad luck in that case. Baseball is full of that. You have to get used to it. You have to set realistic expectations. This is a method, though. Pitchers, stacks, hot hitters. This is a method that will teach you. It will start your day off correctly. It will teach you that obviously the best laid plans wind up in disaster, but Oftentimes it does work. It will land you on some lower owned plays that everybody else is overlooking, and the next thing you know, you're set up to do really, really well, I don't know, about once or twice a month. Nobody wins tournaments 10 times a month. It doesn't exist. Set those realistic expectations. If you don't understand the law of large numbers or variance or don't feel like you have the grasp on them that you need, or even when it comes to diversifying your bankroll across 3 different slates in the same day, you need to talk to us. We can teach you to be a better player. 35 plus $100,000 winners, 5 of whom in the last 60 days, we know how to teach you to play like the pros. But you got to come inside. You got to hit the description tab. You got to like and subscribe to the video down there at the bottom. You've got to turn your notifications on so these videos drop to your phone when I produce them. And you need to consider becoming a VIP. Use that coupon code CHOP, C-H-O-P. Get that 10% off discount and come inside and start playing your favorite games, Draftkings or Fanduel, either one, and do it today. Pretty simple. What are we, 10, 11 minutes in and out? Peace out, homies. Talk to you real soon.